Welcome to Sleep with History. Take a moment to get comfortable. Leave the noise of today behind, and together, let's quietly step into the past. Close your eyes, relax, and let tonight's story begin. Tonight, we'll leave the busy world behind and step inside the quiet walls of a medieval castle. Beyond those ancient stones, a peaceful garden has been waiting for many centuries. Here, every path has a story, and every flower quietly welcomes the morning light. Together, we'll spend this gentle day caring for the castle gardens, one peaceful moment at a time. So, get comfortable, take one slow, easy breath, and let our quiet journey begin. The castle is still wrapped in the quiet of early morning. Only the highest towers have begun to catch the first light of the rising sun. A cool breeze drifts gently across the open fields before reaching the old stone walls. As you walk a little closer, the great castle slowly comes into view. Its weathered stones have stood here for hundreds of years, watching countless seasons come and go. Soon, you arrive at a small wooden gate tucked quietly beside the castle wall. Unlike the grand entrance, this gate is simple, built only for those who care for the gardens within. You rest your hand upon the smooth wooden latch. It feels cool after the long night. With one gentle push, the gate opens with the softest creak. Immediately, a different world welcomes you. The air feels fresher here, carrying the delicate scent of roses, lavender, and damp morning earth. For a quiet moment, you simply stand there, taking it all in. Then you step forward and begin your first walk through the castle garden. A narrow stone path stretches gently ahead, disappearing between rows of blooming flowers. Tiny drops of dew rest upon every leaf, sparkling softly in the morning light. As you continue walking, your fingertips brush lightly against a lavender bush. Above you, the branches of an old apple tree sway quietly with the breeze. Somewhere among its leaves, a robin begins its morning song. Another bird answers from deeper within the garden, as though welcoming a new day together. You smile quietly and continue along the path. With every gentle step, the busy world beyond the castle walls feels a little farther away. Here, nothing seems to hurry. The breeze moves gently, as if it has nowhere else to be. Even your footsteps become softer, matching the peaceful rhythm of the garden itself. As the path curves gently to the right, you notice the faint sound of flowing water somewhere ahead. You cannot see it yet, but its quiet song draws you forward, curious to discover what lies beyond the next turn. You continue walking, one peaceful step at a time. The gentle sound of flowing water grows a little clearer with every step you take. As the path bends around a bed of white lilies, the source of that peaceful sound finally comes into view. An old stone fountain rests quietly beneath the shade of a great oak tree. Its weathered surface is covered with soft green moss, gathered there through many seasons. Clear water slips gently over the smooth stone before falling into a shallow basin below. There is no rush, no great splash, only a quiet rhythm that seems to belong to this peaceful garden alone. You step a little closer and rest your hand upon the cool stone edge. The surface feels smooth, in places touched by countless hands, and rough where time has left its gentle mark. For a few silent moments, you simply listen, allowing the sound of the water to quiet every passing thought. Then a tiny movement catches your eye. A small robin lands carefully beside the fountain, looking around before taking a gentle sip of water. It pauses only for a heartbeat, then flutters away, disappearing into the branches above. Your eyes follow the little bird until it becomes part of the green canopy overhead. A few leaves drift slowly through the morning air, settling quietly upon the grass below. the breeze carries with it the fresh scent of rosemary growing somewhere nearby. Without thinking, you follow that fragrance, leaving the fountain behind. Just beyond the oak tree, a narrow pathway leads deeper into the garden. The flowers become even more colorful here, with rows of roses, lavender, and fresh herbs growing side by side. As you admire the peaceful scene, you notice someone working quietly in the distance. An elderly gardener kneels beside a bed of roses, carefully brushing away a few fallen leaves. He has not seen you yet. He is completely focused on the flowers before him, as though each one deserves its own quiet moment of care. You slow your steps, not wanting to disturb the peaceful morning around him. With every step, you begin to wonder what gentle lessons this old gardener might quietly share before the day is over. You continue along the narrow path, taking slow and quiet steps until you are only a few paces away. The elderly gardener is still carefully tending the roses, unaware that you have arrived. With gentle hands, he lifts a faded blossom and quietly removes it from the stem. He places it inside the small wicker basket, resting beside his feet. Only then does he slowly look up and notice you standing there. His face softens into a warm and welcoming smile. "Good morning," he says in a calm and gentle voice. The garden is always at its most beautiful before the rest of the castle awakens. You return his smile and quietly greet him. For a brief moment, neither of you speaks again. There is no awkward silence, only the peaceful sound of birds singing overhead and leaves moving gently in the breeze. The old gardener reaches down and brushes a little soil from his hands. Then he picks up the small wicker basket and begins walking further along the path. Without needing to ask, you naturally walk beside him. He never seems to hurry. Each step is slow, steady, and familiar, as though he has walked these paths every morning for many years. A garden teaches patience, he says with a quiet smile. No flower blooms because we ask it to. It blooms when the time is right. You glance toward the roses, now glowing softly beneath the morning sunlight. For the first time, you notice that no two flowers look exactly the same. Some have only just begun to open. Others are already full of color, and a few have gently reached the end of their season. The old gardener notices you looking. Every flower has its own season, he says softly, and every season has its own quiet beauty. His words stay with you as the two of you continue walking together. Ahead, the path opens into a wide herb garden where neat rows of rosemary, thyme, sage, and lavender sway gently in the morning breeze. The old gardener slows his pace and smiles once again. Come, he says quietly. Our first task begins here. The old gardener leads you gently toward the herb garden. The narrow path winds between rows of lavender until it opens into a quiet corner filled with fresh herbs. The air feels different here, cooler and rich with the scent of rosemary, thyme, and mint. For a moment, you stop walking, simply breathing in the fresh morning fragrance. The old gardener notices the smile upon your face. Every part of this garden, he says softly, has its own scent and its own story. He kneels beside a bed of rosemary and gently brushes away a few fallen leaves. Then he hands you a small wooden watering can. Its smooth handle feels familiar in your hands, as though it has been used for many peaceful mornings before this one. You fill it slowly from a nearby rain barrel where cool water reflects the pale morning sky. Together, you begin watering the young herbs. You move carefully, giving each plant only what it needs, never too much, never too little. Tiny drops of water settle upon the leaves, catching the sunlight like little pieces of glass. A honeybee drifts quietly from one lavender flower to the next, completely undisturbed by your gentle presence. The old gardener watches with quiet satisfaction. A peaceful hand, he says, always leaves the garden more peaceful than before. You remember his words as you continue, one careful step at a time. The morning breeze carries the soft fragrance of fresh herbs across the garden. Somewhere beyond the trees, a pair of doves begin their gentle call. The sound rises slowly, then fades again into the peaceful morning air. Not far away, an old apple tree stretches its branches above a small wooden bench. Several ripe apples hang quietly among the green leaves, waiting for the coming harvest. You glance upward just as a single leaf drifts gently to the ground. It lands softly beside your boots without making a sound. The old gardener smiles. Even the trees, he whispers, know how to let go at the right time. His quiet words stay with you as the two of you continue caring for the peaceful garden together. Far beyond the flower beds, the castle slowly begins to awaken. A faint bell echoes through the morning air, reminding everyone that a new day has quietly begun. You lift your eyes toward the ancient towers, then gently follow the old gardener to the next peaceful corner of the garden. You follow the old gardener along another quiet path that winds gently through the heart of the garden. The morning sun now rests a little higher, warming the stone walls with its soft golden light. As you continue walking, the garden slowly begins to feel more alive without ever losing its peaceful silence. Somewhere beyond the castle walls, a church bell rings just once. Its deep, gentle echo drifts across the valley before slowly fading into the distance. The old gardener pauses for a quiet moment, listening until the final note disappears. Then he smiles and continues walking as though this simple sound has greeted every morning for as long as he can remember. A gentle breeze carries a new fragrance through the garden. This time, it is not flowers or fresh herbs. It is the comforting smell of warm bread baking inside the castle kitchens. You breathe in slowly and cannot help but smile. The old gardener notices and quietly nods. The bakers, he says softly, always wake before the rest of us. By the time the castle is fully awake, the first loaves are already waiting. As the two of you continue along the path, a pair of kitchen servants cross the courtyard, carrying empty baskets. They move quietly, exchanging only a few gentle words before disappearing through an old wooden doorway. Nothing here feels hurried. Everyone seems to know exactly where they belong and exactly what this peaceful morning asks of them. The old gardener stops beneath the shade of the old apple tree you noticed earlier. Its wide branches offer a cool place to rest, even as the morning grows warmer. A simple wooden bench rests beneath the tree, worn smooth by many quiet seasons. The gardener places his basket upon the ground and slowly takes a seat. You sit beside him, listening to the gentle rustle of leaves overhead. For a little while, neither of you speaks. The silence never feels empty. It is filled with bird song, distant footsteps, the whisper of the wind, and the quiet breathing of the garden itself. After a few peaceful moments, the old gardener looks toward the flowers, stretching across the morning light. Many people, he says quietly, believe this garden belongs to the castle. He smiles gently and shakes his head. But I have always believed that we belong to the garden. You look around once more, seeing every flower, every tree, and every winding path with new appreciation. For the first time today, you truly understand what he means. The peaceful morning has never asked anything from you except that you slow down and simply be present. You leave the wooden bench and begin walking once again beside the old gardener. Neither of you feels the need to hurry. The morning has grown gentle and the garden seems more peaceful than ever before. The castle remains standing peacefully beneath the warm afternoon sky. Its towers slowly disappear as you make your way along the old country path. Yet somehow the quiet garden still feels close. You can almost imagine the fountain still flowing, the birds still singing, and the old gardener gently caring for every flower, one by one. As the breeze brushes softly across your face, you take one last slow breath, carrying with it the peaceful scent of roses, lavender, and fresh earth. And as that gentle memory settles quietly within your heart, you allow your breathing to become slower, your body to become lighter, and your mind to drift peacefully toward a deep, restful sleep. Good night, and until our next quiet journey, sleep well.